What's up, everybody? We're going to talk about Zhang versus Parker, Ngannou versus AJ, and the controversial Nick Ball versus Ray Vargas when we come back. Welcome to another episode of Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. I am Bean. And anyone who knows me, I'm a laid-back guy. But today, I'm going to be in rare form. And I told my mates over in UK, Jamie, Neil, and Paul Keynes, I'm trolling today. So be ready. And be ready to be in that comment section so we can duke out the debates. All right, so here we go. We saw AJ. He didn't even really give Ngannou a sustained beating. He pretty much just leveled him with his right hand on 3 occasions. In the second round, or the first round, sorry, a right that dropped Ngannou. He got up, collected himself, and it had to have been something different with that because he's never been down. So in his mind, he didn't really know how to react because he's never been down in UFC, MMA, his primary discipline. So he stepped over from MMA to boxing and was dropped for the first time in his career. Round 2. Once again, AJ catches him with a right hand right over the top of his left that wasn't a good guard to protect him and drops him again. And just as soon as he dropped him, which I thought he would have been finished, Ngannou gets up on shaky legs and AJ comes up with another right and puts everything into it. And ball game. Knocked out cold. They had to get they had to give oxygen to Francis Ngannou, and thankfully he was okay. And he got paid good. Maybe 13, 20 million. He got paid real good, more than he's ever made in his history of MMA. So pertaining to Anthony Joshua, man, a lot of people say he's back. Me personally, I felt like if he fought Fury, which is something we all want to see, I felt like all along, I'm giving AJ the upper hand. I'm like, he gonna beat Fury. And reason being, because I'm a troll, like I said, Jamie, Neil, and Paul. AJ been like a janitor, sweeping up Tyson Fury's mess. You know, Tyson Fury struggled with Otto Wallman. Even if we say he not so much struggled, he had a serious eye cut. And in most cases like that, 99% of the time, the fight gets stopped. Then he fights Ngannou. He gets dropped by Ngannou. He gets up, gets on his bike, lightweight, circles around the ring, pot shotting, boom, boom, pop, pop, move. You know how Tyson Fury does. Boom, 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 boom. And then he moves around the ring. So he was able to win that fight on a points decision. Now, AJ fights Otto Wallin, meets him in the center of that ring, and dismantles him. Not too soon after, he fights Ngannou, and you have the big pundits and ex-boxers like Johnny Nelson, much respect, UK. Lennox Lewis, UK, much respect. And Jermaine Franklin from Michigan over here in the U.S. Much respect to you guys. But you three guys made it seem as if AJ was stepping in against Ngannou, and it's such a high risk, low reward, and should he get knocked out and lose, and actually, Jermaine Franklin, you felt that he would get knocked out by Ngannou, as well as a lot of the Tyson Fury fanboys out there who felt that Ngannou would knock him out. And it didn't happen. It was just the opposite. Ngannou himself was knocked out in 2 rounds. So please comment in the comment section below. Because, everybody's opinions matter. And I like to balance out different people's opinions. I felt like AJ and Fury would be more of a situation to where AJ is going to work his body as much as he can to slowly break him down for every round. And if Tyson tries to lean or clinch him, AJ's going to slip in uppercuts and probably that short hook that could really be damaging. So there's a lot of things that Fury was able to get over on Deontay Wilder being a smaller opponent that he couldn't do with Anthony Joshua because he's such a unit. He's such a big dude, all muscle. He came in that fight yesterday at like 252 pounds, solid. So AJ just can't, Fury just can't ragdoll him and, do all this in the ring and headlock him and have his way with him like he could with a smaller opponent, like Deontay Wilder. And then with Wilder being his best win of his career, not too long ago, we saw Joseph Parker beat Deontay Wilder. So a lot of people were saying, well, how good was Wilder all along? Yeah, he's very dangerous. He has a right hand knockout cannon. But like Mike Tyson said, the great legend, I don't care if it's like a military missile or whatever. If you don't hit your target, it doesn't matter. So if Wilder can't land that right hand flush and proper, it don't matter. And he couldn't land it on Joseph Parker. Now, speaking of Joseph Parker, we saw him fight last night over in Saudi Arabia, which was, by the time the main event came around, it was like 5 or 6 over here in the U.S. But I think it was like early in the morning over there in Saudi Arabia. Joseph Parker versus Zhang. Zhang is huge. I would say 6'8", 6'7". He came in at 291 pounds, almost 300 pounds. Just a huge, huge man. And his size works for him early in the rounds, but then it starts to work against him late in the fight. So yeah, he's that big guy. He dropped Parker like in the 3rd round with his left hand because he's a southpaw, his power shot. Parker got up, gathered himself, and went to work. Pretty much beating him every round, except for the rounds he was dropped. Then later in the fight, Zhang connects again and drops Parker in like the 8th or 9th round. Parker once again rises to his feet, and the second knockdown was not a clean knockdown. I think that was kind of on the side or back of the head. So Parker, in the end, won that fight. And it was a good one. I mean, they could run it back, but I personally feel Parker will win again because he will learn from his mistakes in the first one. He's going to watch out for that left hand. He could have moved a lot more, but I think he had, put on more weight than normal to try to absorb the punches. But I think he needs to be a smaller fighter so he can be more mobile and keep moving around that ring. Because you fight somebody who's almost 300 pounds, who is very damaging when he lands. But that's all Zhang had was that left hand, and he didn't really show a lot more. Hence why he lost the decision. And then the controversial fight with Nick Ball versus Ray Vargas. A majority decision draw. A lot of people say it was a daylight robbery, that Ball was robbed. Please comment in the comment section on your feelings with the Ball situation and the controversy stemming from it. Man, all I can say, man, shout out to AJ, Anthony Joshua, man. You did your thing. You were humble after it. Ngannou was humble in defeat. And I like the way you say it. From now on, you're not putting that pressure on yourself to be that next 3-time world champion. That's your goal, but you're not letting it be a situation to where all the pressure from the media and other boxing podcasts and media is putting all this pressure on you, and you feel like if you slip up or lose, everybody's going to bash you while you're down. And I say shout out to you too, AJ, because when you won this fight in fashion, you didn't tear down your opponent. But when you lost, a lot of people tore you down. So I like the way you keep your positive energy, you stay upbeat, and hopefully we get to see AJ versus Fury real soon after we see Undisputed with Usyk versus Tyson Fury. So comment in the comment sections below on Usyk versus Fury for Undisputed. Who wins? And who do you think Anthony Joshua next opponent will be? We know Wilder is getting up in age, and that fight has been talked about since the beginning. So I feel that AJ should go ahead and fight Wilder first, as he's getting up in age and probably will retire soon. And then you still got the young fighters like Daniel Dubois be out there. He definitely has to see Tyson Fury as soon as possible. Then you got the Martin McCauley's and Michael Hunters and all those other guys. But the main fights AJ needs is Wilder, Fury, and if Usyk is willing to give him a third fight, do that. You got Joseph Parker rematch possibility, and then you got the trilogy with Ruiz that can happen. So comment in the comment section who you feel Anthony Joshua should see next, or name a list of opponents. And let's just have fun with this segment today. So as always, much love, peace, and like I said, shout outs to Kurt Lewis in Chi-Town, and all the guys in the UK supporting, all the guys in Africa, internationally all around the world. Please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next round. Peace.